Nick Wilson with Dan Brownlie after a 2-2 draw at home to Hungerford. And Dan, a 2-2 draw, is that a point in the end that you're happy with?
Yes, I think so. I think the performance was worthy of something from the game at very least, or certainly the second half performance. I thought first half, there were times where we were, I've said this word before, a little passive, playing into their hands and into their traps, particularly on a low area from us, go from left to right and playing into congested areas. And we sorted that out at half time, and we've all had something to say. And in the second half, fair play to the boys, application, attitude, willingness to work shone through, and unfortunately we've been undone in the last few minutes by a, let's call it, controversial penalty. But in terms of the overall reflection of the game, a point against a side like that in the form they're in particularly is a pleasing one.
Did you feel it wasn't a penalty then for Hungerford?
I mean, when their management team, all their players, your players and the fans all go, probably not a penalty, I'd probably err on the side of the masses with that. I asked the referee genuinely kindly after the game to have a look at it. I'll happily send him the footage if he wants to, but whether he chooses to look at it is another thing. I mean, it's such a big moment in the game. They're not appealing, and that's not the reason to give a penalty. But unfortunately, throughout the game, those types of tackles or those types of physicality contacts have happened, and they've been waved on. The fact that he's hit the deck was disappointing then. So it's a bitter blow in that sense. But the change rooms are still positive. Like they know they've earned the result of some form tonight. So we won't be too despondent. But it was what nearly was, which is the disappointing thing. But 2-2 against a draw against these boys, it's really good. Good luck, Bill.
There was another big moment at that end in the second half where Paul Strudley made a save on the line. Hungerford certainly seemed to think it was over the line. Did you have a view of that at all?
Not at all, no. In fact, I'd completely forgotten about that one. I'll have to speak to Struds as to what it was. I mean, they were convinced. I have to admit, Struds looked very guilty when he was holding the ball for so long, but I don't know is the honest answer. I've got no view from there. Anything that's kind of side profile in that sense, and it's not physical, I tend to get wrong. Like offsides, I'm forever wrong. So I don't tend to mention them, and I'm not going to comment on that one. I've got absolutely no idea.
Weekly, and the injury update today is going to be around Liam Ferdinand. He came off. How's he doing?
Not great. No, it's not a good one. Impact injury will obviously get assessed over the next couple of days, but I think on the basis of even his mobility after the game, he'll be lucky to see Saturday. And look, Ferdy was fantastic today. His hold-up play was great. Work rate was even better. We've had some. It's been a difficult week for some players, and Ferdy's one of them. He's been tremendous today. Attitude, again, application, willingness to be here and willingness to work is second to none. So very proud of the way Ferdy conducted himself today for a whole host of reasons. And Ferdy was brilliant.
And with a point, is there a sense a bit of stopping the rot with defeats in the last few games?
Yeah, I guess so. I have to admit, it was only probably last Saturday where the results or the longevity of negative results was really came about in your head, and it doesn't really change anything other than you can get a little bit nervy and a little bit anxious and go, oh, where's the point next coming from? And obviously when we went on that 6-game winning streak, your attitude's different. You go, okay, well Saturday we've got a chance to win 3 points, and it's just that mentality. But as you go into games, is a lot lighter on your head, and today will go some way in that. You know, we've been working tirelessly, and you look at the performances, and they've not really married up with the results. That stems back from, I mean, you can probably look at Chippenham when we performed brilliantly, and you play a lesser side on that day, and you win the game. Chesham maybe equally so. And you look at last Saturday with the amount of chances we created, and a semi-decent performance again against a lesser team, you probably pick up a point or three. So we know it's been coming. We know that points will come, and there's no concern there, and that is going to be aided by the likes of Dan Rowe and Reedy and Co coming back, which we hope will be Saturday. So yeah, we're positive. There's no concern in the change room. There's no anxiety. There's no people getting on each other. We're all fighting the same corner and pulling our weight. And as long as we do that, we won't go too far wrong.
Does it have much of an impact in lifting players for Saturday now?
Say again?
Does that have much of an impact in terms of lifting players for Saturday now?
To an extent, yeah. I mean, I think you asked me the same question last year when we went on that ridiculous winning streak, is in terms of what does that you continual winning do to your kind of mentality, and does it affect the next game? And it does to an extent, you know, like there's that level of momentum that you want to keep in, and the confidence, and suddenly the rubber of the green turns your way because you're prepared to take risks that you wouldn't normally, and you're worried about what people behind you instead of what's in front of you. So it does play a part, and I think today more so than anything, I think the collective application and attitude that went towards the particularly the second half will stand us in real good stead for Saturday against a very talented side, and a side that we're down here watching today. I don't quite know what they'll learn from it, because I already know of a couple of changes that we'll make ahead of Saturday. But yeah, we're positive. I think today will go some way in ensuring that there is a slightly different mindset into Saturday, and that will only be a positive one.
Thank you very much, Tom.
Thank you, Nick.